Hello there, sorry from 17 once again. This is an update video. I haven't done one in a while. This will be like a May update. As of right now, we're on the final day of May, welcoming in July, and we're give or take around 10 days away from E3, which is going to be a pretty big moment on the channel, because we're going to be trying to cover a decent amount of it, although I won't be going, which is a shame, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about getting everybody back on track with what is happening in the next few months, coming weeks. So I've gained quite a few subscribers, so if you're new and you're listening to this, hello and welcome. The channel is a gaming channel predominantly, and I cover a lot of different gaming projects. Nothing is really out of the question, but there are a lot of stuff tailored towards my tastes. We've just covered Dark Souls 2 pretty extensively, and a lot of people are concerned that there's no more Dark Souls 2 stuff coming. Don't worry folks, there's plenty of PvP coming, there's plenty of PvE coming, there's plenty of Dark Souls 2. That is a consistent in the channel, and it's always fun, and it's always good content, hopefully. So on top of that, we have a couple of ongoing sessions that are happening. You'll notice that I've been reintroducing the Witcher 2 walkthrough back into the cycle of updates. The reason for this is there's not too much left in it, and I want to get it out of the way before I start anything new. That doesn't degrade its quality in any way. It's just one of those things where it's easier to focus on projects when you don't have several of them at the same time. And right now, I am quite dense. Not quite as dense as I was a couple months back, but it's still pretty hectic on my end. You guys just don't get to see so much of that. So hopefully that one will be coming to an end. We have a couple more installments of the live playthrough for Final Fantasy VIII, which has been getting, some decent reviews from the people that are watching it. They're enjoying it, and we are coming to the end. So that one will be concluding as well. And then there are no new projects except for the Resident Evil 4 one, which I keep teasing, which is probably going to be done by the time you start seeing it. Because in the next month, there isn't really anything for me to cover in as much of... Watch Dogs is a great game, but it's not something really worth covering, in my opinion. And I don't really see anything else on the releases, so it's going to be an opportunity to do some different things, to look into some different avenues. And the cool thing about this is there are a lot of, guilty pleasure projects that I've been wanting to cover, and it gives me the perfect opportunity for those. Another thing to bear in mind, I haven't covered the Bioshock Buried at Sea Part 2, which I'm going to have to pick up and I will be covering sometime. I haven't covered the new Arkham Origins installment, the Mr. Freeze DLC, which I probably should pick up and cover. And I haven't done Final Fantasy X yet, which I will be doing a playthrough of that game. It's a game that's very dear to my heart, and I've not played it in quite a long time, so that'll probably be another quite embellished series on the channel that's coming forward. But that's not just it, folks, because I like to try and diversify my content. Sometimes it's a little bit, raw dogging it straight in there, nothing but, for instance, Wolfenstein like it is at the moment. But that's just when there's a serious project to cover. When there isn't, I do like to do quick looks of games, which I call balls deeps, which are my impressions of them. They can be new games, they can be old games. They're just games that I've got around to doing, and I do have quite a lot of those in the pipeline waiting to be revealed, because a lot of people do enjoy them. I'm hoping to get back to some of the PC Master Race stuff that I was doing, which is my PC preview game series. And then the space now for one of those guilty pleasure projects, because every so often I do a commentary that might be multiplayer focused. My multiplayer stuff is a little bit on hold at the moment because I can't really do it just purely because of my connection, and at this moment in time I can't change that, so I have to just live with it. But what I'm going to do for the project, or the guilty project, is I'm probably going to leave some comments below the video of a potential project, and if you like it, I would like you to pick one of them to thumb up, and whichever one gets the most thumbs up will be the one that I look into seeing if it's something I want to do, or if it's just something I put in there to excite folks, and we'll see where it goes from there, see if it's something I want to do, and thus I'll get it covered. But it's all going to be pretty much either older games or games you've already seen in a different medium. Also, Dark Souls 2, I said I would do a walkthrough for New Game Plus. I'm curious if people still want to see this, and if so, what kind of build should I do for it? And what kind of build would be most popular and would people like to watch the most? And if I can do it, then I will try. If people are okay with the guide and the playthrough and they think I should put a break on the, going back through the game again, feel free to speak up. But if you're the type of person, and there's a lot of you, quite a vocal majority, who would like to keep watching stuff like that, then also make yourself known, because the only way to really push an idea forward is to get a lot of voices asking for it. It's the easiest way I can see that it's going to get some traction, and it just makes everything that little bit more interesting when it's got that viewer participation. And speaking of viewer participation, I do have a couple of series that I want to spark off which are going to involve using other people's clips, which is something I've never done, something I vowed to never do in fact, but I'm hoping to do it in an interesting way where I can kind of turn it into my own work at the same time. And what I mean by this is I'm contemplating doing a challenge series, and this is by no means the first person ever to do this. There are numerous people that have probably done this, but I want to put my own spin on it, and I'm not too sure if it's just going to be Dark Souls focused or if it's just going to be games focused, where I say a week, I give a deadline, I tell a game, and I ask of what I want from you. And if you can make a nice short video of something really awesome and submit it, and if it gets, if it's awesome and it wins or it gets featured, I would be laying commentary over your work and kind of promoting you a little bit, which is kind of a win-win. And it could be interesting because it could give something for people to look forward to, get some buzz going. I don't know, let me know what you think about an idea along those lines. I put it briefly out there on Twitter and everybody sounded excited for it. There seemed to be a handful of people super eager, so I'm just curious of what kind of response that would get. Because it could be it could be a fun idea. It could suck. It could just be, just boring and not get me the results I want. But we don't know unless we try, and the whole point of this channel is to continuously be trying something new. And sometimes they win, sometimes they lose. It all depends on the response. But that's it, folks. That is pretty much an update on where we are currently. I wish there was more stuff coming out on the horizon for me to cover, but a lot of it is either next gen, which I can't touch just yet because I don't have the consoles, or it's stuff that isn't really guide worthy. But if you have any suggestions and you have anything that I might not have seen and you want to voice that, feel free to do that as well. I just wanted to give people a heads up of exactly where we are sitting right now. If you're new to the channel, before you make too many requests or critical assessments, please, sample what has already been done before you start voicing things that you think should change. Because as much as I do like feedback, and as much as I welcome anybody's advice, you have to have given what is already there a chance, because it's been established for quite some time and there's already a collective of people that enjoy it the way it is. So it just seems a little bit, short-sighted and ignorant when people, like, this is shit, you should do this kind of comments. And we like to keep it as civil and mature as we can, unless it's me being a silly bastard, which hopefully you can get in on that and don't take it too seriously. But yeah, update video complete, guys. 8 minutes and probably some Call of Duty content in the background which you haven't seen for a while, to keep you tiding over until the projects begin again, until the projects finish up, and until something comes out that gets people excited again. So thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and as always, you take care now.